Hi, hello, namaste.
We are Radhika and Rohit, and we are here with a fresh new episode, fresh new season of TEJAS, the enterprising journey of Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, Aurangabad, an initiative by NSBT.
So, today we are with a wonderful couple from the city that not only just connects the dots between history and architecture but also sculpts it to real life. Let us welcome architect Sir Ajay Kulkarni and Kalpana ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am and sir, for being part of this podcast, and
Pleasure.
we would love to welcome you here.
Thank you.
You are the debut guest for season 2 now.
Yeah, it starts with you. And thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedule.
So, sir, let's directly dive into the podcast. We would love to know about your early education and how did you come into architecture?
तशी माझी सुरुवात ऍक्च्युली बिदरपासून झाली असं म्हणावं लागेल.
Okay.
म्हणजे फॅमिली बिलॉंग्स टू बिदर, कर्नाटक. हे सांगण्याच्या मागे माझं विशिष्ट एक कारण आहे. आणि त्यानंतर मग सरस्वती भवनला शालेय शिक्षण औरंगाबादला झालं. आणि त्यानंतर मग VNIT ला गेलो आर्किटेक्चरसाठी. आणि आर्किटेक्चरला जाणं म्हणजे इट वॉज डिटरमाइंड.
Okay.
त्याचं कारण म्हणजे माझा मोठा भाऊ he was a born painter.
Oh,
Acha.
wow.
He was in commerce area, but somewhere he saw some kind of a connection with me and creativity.
I see.
So he ensured that I should go to architecture. Despite the so many avenues in engineering open for me, but I chose two institutes. One was JJ College and other was VNIT. VRC आम्ही त्याला म्हणतो. VRC is very close to our heart, that earlier generation. So there I learned architecture. I understood what architecture is. It's a very elaborate course. त्याच्यानंतर somewhere there was so sense of dissatisfaction. मग I obviously, like every graduate does, you have your own roadmap and blueprint. So I was determined to go to design.
Okay.
So I went to Industrial Design Center in IIT Bombay.
Oh, wow.
And तिथे मात्र there the whole Pandora's box is open for me.
Absolutely, sir.
इतकं वाईड होरायझन होतं की आर्किटेक्चर सो till that time, till VRC, was my whole world.
Right.
But when I went to IDC, it was like multifold. त्याच्यानंतर मग I met big gurus there. हा पॉइंट मला खूप अधोरेखित करावा वाटतो. इट्स व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ गुरु इन अवर प्रोफेशन is very, very essential. First guru was my elder brother, who showed me the path.
Right.
And next guru was Professor Deshpande, VRC.
Okay.
And then there was a range of gurus, whole galaxy in IDC. आणि त्याच्यानंतर I did work with Nehru Center,
Acha.
Mumbai, as an exhibition designer. Then I went to Balakrishna Doshi in Ahmedabad, Padma Shri Balakrishna Doshi. He was a big name in architecture. He was my guru, not only in architecture, but entire life. And then I was exposed to Koi Sugira
Okay.
in Tokyo,
Okay.
who was a big stalwart working in Asian art, especially in Indian temples.
Wow.
And he showed me what India is. I also worked with Roland Forst, the photographer. Tabletop photography, I learned from him. That is the whole initial phase of my
Wow.
education. And then I was very eager now to implement things. I worked with Doshi, and then I decided to start my practice in Bangalore. Because my
Lovely place, sir.
lovely place. So interface designers is name of my office
Hi.
in Aurangabad. There is one interface designers in Bangalore even today.
Oh, okay.
But somehow I could not settle there because I had to come to, destiny brought me to Aurangabad. Yeah, I had to come back for the treasure of heritage.
Wow.
Oh,
And that was my subconscious guru. It's the eternal guru for all of us.
True, sir.
Right.
True.
Everybody who belongs to Aurangabad in Maharashtra.
Absolutely.
So that was my initial
Amazing.
short story.
and
Amazing.
ma'am, where did you study and how did you come to interface designs?
Ma'am, I mean, very interesting thing is that sir is architect and you are a structural engineer.
Yeah.
So this is not only marriage of individuals, it is also marriage of professionals.
Very no.
It's a deadly combo, very nice combo.
During the discussion also he mentioned you as you are the structural orthopedic surgeon of
Absolutely.
interface design.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how does the structural orthopedic surgeon come to interface?
Actually, माझे मामा नावाजलेला architect. He was a very well-known architect in Calcutta.
Wow.
Okay.
So I had a great impact of his personality.
Acha.
I always adored architects.
Wow.
But my father and my grandfather, they wanted me to go for engineering.
Acha.
So I chose civil engineering.
Near to that. Yeah.
But I must say that worked out very well because he dreams and you take it to life.
He dreams, she keeps him grounded.
I agree, yes. Because I keep flying and she brings me down to the earth, to the foundation of architecture.
True, sir, true.
So you studied in Kolkata only?
No. My mama was in Calcutta. He
Okay.
was practicing architect there.
Okay.
But I completed my education from government college.
Okay.
Then, of course, I studied structural engineering, and then we got married, and I started practicing as a structural engineer.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
Sir, one more very peculiar question that I wanted to ask, to which you already touched based upon. How Aurangabad, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar happened?
Yeah, I mean that's very that's very intriguing for an onlooker. But like I told you, my destiny was to come back to Aurangabad, and there again I take you to my first sentence of this interview. That I'm from Bidar.
Yes, yes.
Bidar and Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, lot of similarities.
Okay.
That's a fortified town.
Right.
Bahmanis were there.
Yes.
Very well known for architecture, and that impact was there, obviously. And then I came to study here because my dad got transferred to Aurangabad in Maharashtra. So my basic study was in Aurangabad. So exposed to the heritage, and it's very interesting to note that Maharashtra has got 5 World Heritage Sites. Out of that, 2 are in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. So 50% of the importance of World Heritage in Maharashtra is in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar.
Right.
While I studied with Sugira, Doshi, NID, Ahmedabad, then started in Bangalore. I could never get settled in Bangalore.
Okay.
Oh, this place was haunting me. And the whole array of this historical legacy and my subconscious desire that I must correlate, I must interpret my practice, my architecture, my way of thinking as a reflection to Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar.
Wow.
And Bangalore was too
Yes.
difficult to correlate.
True. True.
Jokingly, very many times I say, I tried shifting cave number 16 to Bangalore, but I could not take it. No cargo fellow allowed it. It is easier for me to travel back.
Right.
And then I settled. I am very happy.
Wow.
I am very happy and till yet dissatisfied with the extent that I really have not explored enough.
Wow.
The journey is still going on.
That's great.
Let me ask you, what is your age?
59.
59.
Yeah.
And still he is not satisfied. He is still dreaming.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. See, actually, very important point you asked. Very in recent past few, maybe around COVID time, or maybe 2018, or maybe a year ago. Last 5 years, half decade, talking in terms of heritage scale. Barely in a half decade ago, I have understood what architecture is.
Oh.
And now I want to practice.
Wow.
Now this is your second season. My second season is also just began.
Wow. That's a
But
compliment
your
for us.
level and your level of thinking and implementation is way beyond our matches, actually.
We are just starting, but
Yeah.
I mean, it just gives one more aspect to life, sir, that you say that your second inning is just getting started. That means that is so much to look for in the city from
Absolutely.
several point of view.
Absolutely.
Sir, Aurangabad is actually an architecturally a very rich heritage site, as you also pointed out that 2 of the World Heritage Sites are here. But still, we are not there on the map as we need to be. What do you think are the reasons for this?
See, it's very common psychology. See, Aurangabad, if you look at, has a history of last 22 centuries.
True.
2200 years. Not a simple thing to perceive, to comprehend.
Absolutely.
So Aurangabad, right from Satvanas, that is Pratishthan now we called it,
Yes.
Paitan,
Paitan.
till Asafzai, Nizams of Hyderabad. This journey of 20 centuries, so many layers, so many invasions, so many social beliefs, so many religious beliefs have been superimposed. They're contrastingly different than the earlier one. Aurangabad is a complete box. It's like a flower bouquet with wonderful flowers. And it looks beautiful for us.
Absolutely.
When you look back, no, it looks a beautiful bouquet. And it's like a promenade. It's like a big scene, It's a live show. And in this live show, 2 players are very powerful. Ajanta and Ellora.
Oh.
That doesn't mean other players in a
Right.
drama or a film are not so important. It's a complete story. So these 2 players are catching the attention. But it's our responsibility, not referring to people in creative field, not referring to sculptors, painters, writers, philosophers, but everybody, technocrats like you, or every citizen, to bring this other paraphernalia into the limelight. I agree with you that they are not highlighted, but those works also belong to the same era when these 2 big players actually existed. It's a coexistence of so much of architecture of this era, but it needs a great deal of efforts. Lot of organizations are working hard, but they're so powerful. These 2, Ajanta and Ellora, they are 2nd century BC till 12th century. That's also not a small period.
Big.
That's 1000 years.
Absolutely.
Not a small era.
Absolutely.
They were spread over a long time and they are very prominent and till date in a very good condition. So that is one of the reasons why other monuments are not in limelight, but they are equally important, worthy of attention. Archaeological Survey, INTACH, State Archaeology, Indian Institute of Architects to some extent, are working for this. But that's not enough, I feel. The reply to your question becomes, we will have to start a fresh inning from this moment to really do additional effort.
Absolutely, sir.
And I think the real hope to bring this in limelight is his sense of belongingness. People don't have sense of belongingness to this heritage, to Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar's legacy. And that has to be inculcated at the primary school education.
True, sir.
I very often say this. Our primary school education, secondary school education, higher education must have a compulsory subject to sensitize heritage other than these two big players. Then this, what you say, will become sudden, there will be a sea change. And that I think we must, that's a matter of concern.
So that's a very valid point. Sir, jokingly it is said to whoever who comes to visit this city, if at all there are any friends or people from our generation, they jokingly say कि अरे आप बोलते हो अजंता एलोरा देखना है, हम खुद जाते नहीं है वहाँ पे. Now ठीक है, ये एक मजाक की बात हो गई, but there is a deeper meaning to this, as you rightly said. It should not be said even in a comic way, because there is a lot of heritage in the city. Sir and ma'am, I would like to tell that even after our first interaction, just like that, I happened to go to Aurangabad caves, and they are no lesser. I mean, they are also very amazing.
Yes.
मला त्यातलं खूप कळतं अशातला भाग नाही, but the sense of calmness or the sense of creation, the beauty that we get through that is really amazing. And that's why we could definitely relate 100% to what you are saying.
Very true. Aurangabad caves also belongs to Satvana period.
Right, right.
I mean, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar is one of those rare places on the earth where a living legacy can be actually seen.
Absolutely.
It's a big treasure, and we must take care of it like our elders in the family.
True.
They show us the path. That's very important.
That's true, sir.
Sir, according to you, what are the other three, if you want to name any three of the sites which can be of the same importance as Ellora and Ajanta and Aurangabad, then that would be
Pitalkhora,
Pitalkhora caves, yes.
Gatotkaч,
Right.
Bhogavardhan, म्हणजे Bhokardan.
Mokardan, yes, correct.
You are asking me three. I can tell you 3 dozen.
We can have a different kind of podcast on that.
Yeah. And coming, see, if you see this long history, त्यामानाने Aurangabad is a small baby.
Oh,
It has a legacy of only 4 centuries.
Absolutely.
still 4 centuries.
And we are talking in a family of 22 centuries old.
Right.
Right.
A family where so many elders are there. So this is a kid, 4 centuries.
True.
In that,
This is 1610 born in our city and around. So we have Malik Ambar's miracle of very unique water supply system.
yeah.
It's a miracle of civil engineering. Water
Absolutely.
supply system.
Absolutely.
When it's a no, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar's first name was Khadki. Khadki म्हणजे basalt stone.
बरोबर आहे.
It was difficult to go down, so these seniors went parallel. Such a simple, unique mind,
Absolutely.
engineering genius. So these aqueducts which are running parallel to the earth are working even today after 400 years.
Right.
Isn't it a miracle? 100% sustainable. No power, no motor, no mechanical engineering, and 30% of the city gets fresh water even today. So that's a thing to be seen
Yeah.
in list of the things to be seen.
Yes.
Then we have Kile Ark, which is palace of the king who was here for 49 years. Alamgir,
Alam.
the whole city itself. Now we very often talk about smart cities. Malik Ambar made a smart city 400 years back.
Right,
Why don't you learn from it?
right.
So we have a foundation of smart cities in our city itself. It's a role model. Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar was expressed in the travelogue by a Chinese traveler as a city I was walking through, full of fragrance, beautiful water bodies, huge parks, and I was thirsty and I drank water. I can't still forget the taste of the water. It was so sweet.
Wow.
That was the expression. The huge streets in straight line, the beautiful gates and temple. See, this is someone has dreamt of this. So, if you cut to 400 years back, it's our responsibility together
True.
that we reinstate those values.
म्हणजे
That's very
smart
true.
cityचा पाया तेव्हाच रोवला होता.
This has always been a smart city, as
आपल्याला
rightly
त्याच्यावर
said.
बिल्ड करणं जमलं
अगदी
पाहिजे.
खरं आहे. आणि त्याच अनुषंगाने मी पुन्हा म्हणेल की औरंगाबादच्या वाट्याला जे सर्वात परिपक्व होतं, द मोस्ट मॅच्युअर्ड टाइम टेस्टेड डिझाईन एलिमेंट्स हॅव ॲक्च्युअली कम टू disposal of Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. So no trial and error. The best has always arrived in Aurangabad.
True.
All dynasties, vestige, the tail end was in Aurangabad. So they were already tried elsewhere. The best came to us.
Wow.
To name few, Kailash Temple,
Yes.
the
Covered from-
aqueducts, this fortified town,
Yes.
all these things which you say have come to the legacy of Aurangabad
Right.
as best examples.
That's really beautiful way to put it, sir.
Yeah.
And I love the passion behind this with which you talk. And ma'am, the next question was for you because his passion is felt completely. And how difficult or easy do you find to convert architect's idea to reality, lay the foundation? I'm sure it must be very
yeah.
challenging, and only you can take that challenge.
Once his creativity is finished, then
ते समजून घेऊन उतरायचं.
ड्रॉइंग मग माझ्या टेबलवर येतं आणि मग तिथून त्याची पुढे चिरफाड चालू होते. तिथून पुढे मग ते हाऊ म्हणजे त्या स्ट्रक्चरच्या दृष्टीने त्याच्या किती कॉम्पॅटिबिलिटी त्याची आहे त्या आर्किटेक्चरची ते बघून मग स्ट्रक्चर त्याच्यात आम्ही टाकतोय. त्याच्यात मी फार चांगली स्ट्रक्चर इंजिनियर आहे त्यामुळे फार कमी बदल करते.
अरे वाह, that is great and that's commendable, ma'am.
मी अगदी आवश्यक आहे तेच बदल करते आणि मग पुढे एकदा स्ट्रक्चर झालं की मग पुढे ऍक्च्युली मग माझाच रोल झाला होता.
Okay. Wow.
पुढे शेवटपर्यंत
तडीला जाईपर्यंत.
आपल्या पहिल्या डिस्कशन मध्ये वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट द कैलाश लेक, म्हणजे जे मंदिर आहे तिथे त्याच्यावर मुघलांनी जेव्हा आक्रमण केलं होतं तर तेव्हा हत्तीबद्दल तुम्ही सर सांगत होतात की इतक्या वर्षांमध्ये 50 वर्ष की काहीतरी त्याला लागली होती त्या हत्ती, म्हणजे इट इज अ ह्यूज स्ट्रक्चर. But still, when the Mughal invaded us, they were only able to reach the trunk of the elephant. And you had mentioned some reasons for it, that why did this happen? किंवा त्याच्या मागचं रिझन कसं फाइंड आउट करायचं?
अगदी फार असा सेन्सिटिव्ह प्रश्न आहे. आर्किटेक्चरली आणि सिव्हिल इंजिनिअरिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू. कारण मी when you look at Kailash temple particularly, since you are mentioning, today it looks like architectural marvel,
Yes.
but it's in fact a civil engineering marvel.
अच्छा.
येस.
कारण
Wow.
एका हिलॉकला त्यातला अनावश्यक भाग काढून जे what is the residual becomes a piece of art.
Yes.
Isn't it an amazing way to look at architecture as well as engineering? That's a classical example of a teamwork of architecture and civil engineering. That is how we today, in today's context, must work. आणि आमच्या दोघांचं पण जेव्हा आम्ही तयार करतो तसं कल्पना म्हणाले की माझं क्रिएटिव्ह that whole cloud when I dump it onto a table, then the challenges start.
True.
The essence of that temple, for instance, or a modern temple in our context, that essence has to be retained, but finally it has to exist. It has to be buildable, it has to be constructed.
Correct.
So, civil engineering point of view, the difference between Kailash temple and what we do today, it's a rock reinterpreted.
Wow.
It's a mountain only. Can you break a mountain? I just go and break mountain? Not possible.
Possible.
I can't just go and break Kailash temple. Within it's a simple, huge monolithic rock.
Yes.
So it's a civil engineering marvel, it's an architectural marvel, and it's a metaphysical marvel coming to temple architecture. मैं उत्कृष्ट उदाहरण मेटाफिजिक्स एंड फिजिक्स इज कैलाश टेम्पल.
Wow.
ते फार महत्वाचं आहे आणि त्याच्यासाठी like we met you for the first time. I said the beauty of human body lies in the orthopedics. That's the main structure.
Right.
So structural engineer's role is as crucial, as vital as the orthopedics in a human body.
म्हणजे जेव्हा कैलाश टेम्पल बांधलं असणार आहे तेव्हा तिथे स्ट्रक्चरल इंजिनियर्स असणार आहेत कोणीतरी किंवा
नाही म्हणजे पूर्वी कसं सिव्हिल इंजिनिअरिंग आणि आर्किटेक्ट असं वेगळे नव्हते.
बरोबर आहे.
जो सिव्हिल इंजिनियर होता तो आर्किटेक्ट होता. इसेन्शियली ही वॉज अ क्रिएटिव्ह पर्सन.
राईट.
तर त्यामुळे ते सगळे जुने जे होते ते क्रिएटिव्हिटी आणि लॉजिक असं एकत्र आलेली सगळी लोक
इक्वेशन आहे ते. बरोबर आहे.
It's like, if I have to put it in a terminology of sports, you need center forward and you need a goalkeeper to make goals and save goals and win the match. तसं ते आहे.
What she said is the essence of our heritage. ही जी कोएक्झिस्टन्स होता इंजिनिअरिंगचा आणि क्रिएटिव्ह फील्डचा, तो आता विभक्त झालेला आहे.
राईट.
त्यामुळे दिस हॅज बिकम अ कम्प्लीट प्रोफेशन, दिस हॅज बिकम अ इंडिपेंडंट प्रोफेशन. त्या दोघांनी एकत्र आलं पाहिजे.
येस.
हे आपल्याला हेरिटेज शिकवत असतात. तर त्या रिलेव्हन्स ऑफ हेरिटेज इन टुडेज कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज दिस थॉट.
व्हेरी ट्रू. व्हेरी ट्रू.
Like very perfectly said, they were not different. Architect knew as much civil engineering, and civil engineer knew as much of architecture.
Absolutely. Absolutely. True.
That is our legacy.
True. I find a very interesting connection. तुम्ही धूम 2 पाहिलाय का? त्याच्यामध्ये ऋतिक रोशन इज द मेन हिरो.
Yes, yes.
सो मला एका ठिकाणी असं जाणवलं, ऋतिक रोशन वेरेवर ही इज अ रॉबर इन दॅट मूवी, आणि वेरेवर ही डज अ रॉबरी ही लिव्स हिज मार्क. एचं एक सिम्बॉल टाकतो तो. त्याचं नाव आर्यन असतं त्याच्यात. सर, वी वेंट टू MIT फॉर सम रिझन अँड शी पिन पॉइंटेड समथिंग. शी सेड सीलिंग एकदा चेक कर. अँड देन आय फाउंड अ ब्युटिफुली कार्ड फ्लावर.
Graphics.
Yes. And instantly we recognize that, okay, we know who is the architect. ठीक आहे, बिल्डिंगचे शिल्पकार कोण आहेत हे लगेच तिथे क्लिक झालं. And the leading question that I wanted to ask you, sir, is that even in that building, when we met last time, you were telling that some things are derived from some architectural marvels, and that is seen very widely in many of your creations. So, I wanted to ask you, how do you correlate this history with the contemporary creations that you are making?
This is a very architectural question and every citizen must ask this. असं मला वाटतं खूप महत्त्वाचा प्रश्न आहे. म्हणजे हे it's not enough to bring this to reality alone, but this is a responsibility of every Indian citizen or every citizen in a legendary place like Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Now, why study history? Why should one study history? Coming to my profession, history of architecture.
Right.
History of architecture has taught me what works and what has worked.
Okay.
Simple two questions are very well answered by history. What stood the invasion of time, taste of time, and the appreciation of masses. So we have living legends, living examples. So it becomes very inspiring for a practicing architect today and for years to come, that the more you look back, the more you can create. If you look back 22 centuries, your creations would last for 22 centuries.
Right.
You are at the center point.
Such simple points, sir, and critical to understand.
Very critical. So what works and what worked is the biggest lesson from history. So considering that as my guru again, a metaphysical guru of thought, I always go around the requirement of my clients in a beautiful historical story. If you go to any monument, all kids, housewives, technocrats, a lot of people come there. Everyone is interested to know the story behind the monument. That's an instinct of human beings.
True.
So my buildings are also woven around a beautiful story. Now coming to think of MIT, for instance, again I go back to my roots, which is Bidar. In Bidar there is a fantastic cylindrical monument,
Okay.
which I saw since my childhood.
Okay.
Another, when you go to Pune, Kaigaon Toka, that huge water body,
Yes.
and you see those fantastic Shiva temples.
Yes.
What you see is a dead wall and a cylinder. That's impression in my mind. Everyone wants to give a second look and has a desire to visit those temples. So taking that essence in a modern language, the result is MIT.
Wow.
And in MIT there are two buildings. One is incubation,
Yes.
that cylindrical building,
Yeah.
Correct.
which resembles that Chowara of Bidar or these temples. And the one on the left hand side is a tribute to history of Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar.
Okay.
It's a modern monument.
Wow.
That's my responsibility as a citizen, as a creative person, as a graphic designer. And it's very essential, reply to your inquiry of what's the connection between history.
Absolutely.
Like she just now said, civil engineering and architecture are inseparable.
Yes.
Right.
I will go beyond. Painting, sculpture, art of weaving, art of flowers, art of knowing the wooden work, and the art of knowing the metal pots. Maybe copper, maybe brass, maybe gold. This is our legacy.
Right.
True.
So architects were taught in all these disciplines.
Wow.
They're very sensitized. So everybody in the society responded to those masterpieces. The global examples. So I feel very important dream, my desire, that I must leave behind a legacy like these caves
Wow.
in a modern context. So this example, now if you see Fastad Lauji Sage, Arogya Kendra, that's another interpretation. Architecture can emerge from a monument. So one is the incubation center,
Right.
which is legacy those temples I mentioned.
Yes.
And food technology building, which you said, beautiful graphics.
Yes. Yes.
It's no less than a Mahayogi Shiva of cave number 16.
Wow.
It's a very silent building. It's very giving those vibes of silence and a monument. So it's a tribute in that sense.
Wow.
Now, the next level of interpretation of legacy. Vastad Lauji Sage, Arogya Kendra. When I meet the clients, whenever they talk about Vastad Lauji, they used to be very emotional. And I thought, this is the essence of this building. Let's weave a story around Vastad Lauji's personality.
Okay.
So I reinterpreted Vastad Lauji in a Lauji's Sage Health Center.
Wow.
And that's become a fantastic building. And that's a sort of a learning point for several architectural institutes and for people who are interested in architecture. Coming to my next personality-based architecture, is IIT Bombay was a steering consultant for Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi's passion project of Dandi Satyagraha Memorial.
Okay.
It is known as NSSM, National Salt Satyagraha Memorial.
Acha.
It's a big team. There were sculptors involved, there were Gandhian philosophers involved all over the world. There were people in the history, the people in the social movement, and obviously there are architects like us and designers. The architecture part, to a greater extent, was handed over to me
Acha.
by IIT Bombay.
Okay.
So we created that entire piece.
Wow.
So when you go to see that monument, you can see the entire Dandi Memorial, Dandi March with 90 marchers casted on site in bronze.
Wow.
And the only statue of Mahatma, huge statue, where he's standing upright like this.
Right.
Because he's marching that movement.
Yes.
Normally you see Mahatma in a humble way. He's bent forward. But that's very,
Makes a statement.
it has a deep semantics. Again coming to Ellora, architecture is a language. Like we have the structure of words
Right.
alone.
Right.
That is a syntactics. And there is a semantics. When you put these words together in a beautiful poetry or a sentence,
Yes.
it becomes meaningful. Architecture is a language. We have syntactics, civil engineer, and the meaningful interpretation is architecture.
Wow.
That's how we look at it. And I would also like to add to this list is a 550 acres campus of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University. That's near Lodere, near Mahad.
Acha.
Bombay to highway,
Okay.
that highway, yeah, near Raigad. It's on the foothill of Raigad.
अच्छा.
So again the same story. The AICT gives you plan. The client says we want these requirements. So now again the question is how to weave a story. The site was so beautiful. It was all surrounded with beautiful trapezoidal hills.
Okay.
And to our rescue, we saw the guru of all the hills. That is Raigad Fort.
True.
So we got Raigad Fort. We drew a axis in our large site, and we created a beautiful tapestry
अरे वाह.
of this campus, which is about 4 lakh square feet.
Wow. Huge.
And it's a tribute to Raigad Fort again. So your question is actually demonstrated what is the importance, significance, relevance of history in modern context. These are all modern examples.
True, sir. True.
They are set to inspire people for centuries to come.
Wow.
So when we look at history, there is often a fear in common man. If you come to me as my client, so if I start telling you about history, you may get wonder, probably is he going to create some historical temple-like structure for me? Not at all. Inspiration from history is not copy of history.
Yes.
It's a reinterpretation of history.
Wow. Very beautiful sentence.
I think that's what the young generation, the institutes, practitioners, and the beneficiaries all must insist. आणि अजून एक फार महत्वाचा पार्ट आहे जो लिंग्विस्ट आणि फिलॉसॉफर मॅकलुहान ची थिअरी खूप पॉप्युलर आहे या सगळ्या कम्युनिकेशन वर्ल्डमध्ये. आय एम अ स्टुडंट ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन फ्रॉम IDC, so I must mention this. Very simple philosophy. Medium is message. Whatever you do will signify itself.
Yes.
Don't talk. it's talking. Your work is talking. So that's very applicable to architecture.
Wow.
So architecture also, like McLuhan's theory, very consequential. घर तुमचं आहे, आर्किटेक्ट मी आहे, विषय इथे संपत नाही. सोसायटी इज गोइंग टू वॉच.
Yes.
So it's consequential for us and to the society.
Wow.
ही जी त्याची व्याप्ती आहे आर्किटेक्चरची, याचं भान आर्किटेक्टशी ठेवलं पाहिजे आणि समाज प्रबोधन पण त्याचं झालं पाहिजे.
अगदी खरं.
तर जे गतवैभव होतं आपल्या शहराचं ते नक्की पुन्हा प्रस्थापित होईल.
Wow. That is great, sir. म्हणजे I never knew that my question had so deep.
फार महत्वाचा प्रश्न.
आणि all of it, when you were saying, it felt like the process felt like how one would compose a song. जे तुम्ही प्रत्येक एक्झाम्पल जे दिलं त्याच्या मागे इतका डीप विचार केला जातो इज जस्ट अमेझिंग.
याच अनुषंगाने आता व्यक्तिमत्वाचं पर्सनॅलिटी कन्वर्टेड टू आर्किटेक्चर, दांडी मेमोरियल और वस्ताद नवी सागा.
करेक्ट.
Temple to architecture was this MIT. A fort to architecture was that university.
येस.
Going further, जिथे ज्ञानेश्वर माऊलींनी पसायदानाची निर्मिती केली त्या नेवासा मंदिराचं पुनर्निर्माण,
अच्छा.
त्याची जबाबदारी माझ्यावर आहे.
अरे
अरे वा, सुंदर.
ग्रेट.
तर तिथे व्हॉट वी डिड ऍक्च्युअली, शी इज ऑल्सो व्हेरी मच डीप इन टू इंडियन फिलॉसॉफी.
अच्छा.
So we share the same vibe. And then this was a wonderful opportunity for both of us to convert पसायदान तो ज्ञानेश्वरीचा एक छोटासा घटक आहे.
बरोबर.
ज्ञानेश्वर माऊलीचं पूर्ण व्यक्तिमत्व 21 वर्षातलं त्याला सादर करण्याचं मूर्त स्वरूपामध्ये ती अतिशय उत्कृष्ट संधी मला.
खरं.
ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज started his journey from Apegaon. He took a halt in by bank of Pravara, Nevasa. And then he went to Alandi for his transcendental journey.
Yes.
Very important, again, replying to your question. In our Vastu Shastra Upanishad आहे आपलं, वास्तुशास्त्राचं, ते उपनिषद असं सांगतं अरूपाद रूपम, नॉन मॅनिफेस्ट टू मॅनिफेस्ट इज आर्किटेक्चर.
सुंदर डेफिनेशन.
And I correlated that with Gnaneshwar Mauli's entire existence.
Okay.
He came from non-manifest. He appeared in Apegaon. He took a halt in Nevasa. He created Pasaidan. And then he went to Sanjeevan Samadhi, which is in Alandi. That is non-manifest.
Wow.
Non-manifest, manifest, non-manifest. तर याचं एक संक्षिप्त स्वरूप आर्किटेक्चरच्या माध्यमातून आम्ही नेवासाला तयार करतो.
ग्रेट सर.
अजून एक त्याचं इंटरप्रिटेशन असं आहे, इतकं सुरेख आहे, हे कसं म्हणजे अद्भुत आहे. A saint called Gnaneshwar Mauli, born near Godavari river.
हो.
He created his masterpiece near Pravara river, and he went to his Sanjeevan Samadhi in Indrayani river.
Right.
म्हणजे ज्ञानेश्वर माऊली is a flowing river. The names were different.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
So what we did, we created a river in that monument.
अच्छा.
Great.
And one more interpretation, when we started digging this project, we found a very interesting fact. The level of Godavari river and Indrayani river from sea level is same.
अच्छा.
Only Pravara was deeper
अरे बाप.
because he went deeper into his existence.
That is such symbolic meaning.
Isn't it symbolic?
Yes. Yes.
So we created that symbol also there.
अरे वाह.
And संजीवन समाधी आपण म्हणतो बोली भाषेमध्ये साजरी करतो. ही समाधी असते कशी हो? त्याची अनुभूती तुम्हाला तिथे घ्यायला मिळेल. त्यामुळे त्या मॉन्युमेंटचा एक फार मोठा भाग जमिनीच्या उदरात आहे.
वाह.
तुम्ही जमिनीच्या उदरात जाऊन पहा, तुम्हाला संजीवन समाधीचा ऍक्च्युअल साक्षात्कार होईल.
अरे.
आणि अगेन कमिंग बॅक टू छत्रपती संभाजीनगर लेगसी, की ज्ञानेश्वर माऊली व्हिजिटेड केव्हा नंबर 16.
Yes.
आणि अधिक कौसुमक पायारे
हो.
हे जे तिने वर्णन केलंय, तेच वर्णन मी त्यांना तिथे ट्रिब्यूट म्हणून वाहिलेलं आहे.
वाह.
तर म्हणजे थोडक्यात व्हॉट आय एम ट्राईंग टू टेल यू की लाईक शी सेड, civilization is not inseparable. Even philosophy is not inseparable
True.
from architecture.
Very true. Very true.
आणि त्याची ही उदाहरण आहेत जी मी ऍक्च्युअली वास्तवामध्ये आणतोय आणि आणली आहे.
मला असं वाटतं की there are two types of people. One are storytellers and one are the one who understand the story.
Absolutely.
You are two in one. You need to understand the story first in order to tell a story later through your architectural
I agree
design.
with you. Yes.
So that is a two in one combination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both of you as sir.
Absolutely.
Behind creating anything, there is such deep thought involved. Is something to take for a new generation like us. I mean, you see engineering and architecture so passionately. So if this passion is applied into any other profession, it would just create very, very nice results. Is what we could take.
But हे सगळं while doing all this, and it sounds very beautiful to talk of stories and philosophy and architecture. But when it gets converted to structural drawing, tender drawing, timelines, estimates and budgets, I can almost realize what turmoil and stress she was passing through. But that's the engineering inseparable part of this whole journey
बिल्कुल.
that we both are doing together.
Wow.
Let me ask you, 36 years you are into this profession. Correct me if I am wrong, but 36 years into this profession and you're still a dreamer. You're still dreaming. Has your biggest dream fulfilled yet or it is yet to come?
Yeah. Very modestly saying, I'm not even closer
Oh my
to my dream. In the grace of God, I wish that such all-inclusive and a timeless dream must realize, and that's my destiny. I believe. I'm yet to reach on that path. And very recent, just now I told you, my second inning maybe, or second phase, after really having the revelation what architecture is. I just started, so I'm in a sense an infant in architecture.
Wow.
You have
Yet to
given a
learn a lot.
completely
Wow.
different meaning to us to the term second innings.
Absolutely. Yes.
Sir, even both of you, we would like to ask a question. What is there for coming generation into engineering, architecture to take from? What could be their inspirations?
See, architecture is very often Goethe, a very famous Roman philosopher. Even for that matter, John Ruskin. They are all big people in this historical names. They have expressed architecture as mother of all arts.
Wow.
Architecture, needless to mention, is an art all inclusive. Whether it is Indian classical music, Indian dance form, or Indian art, form of painting, we must have a strong faith. And all these disciplines follow Guru Shishya Parampara.
Yes.
So you have a Guru and you have a disciple. Now, what's happening maybe with excessive pressure, a point load, the metamorphosis of family structure and social beliefs. What is unfortunately it's not unfortunate or fortunate, but that's the real truth. That everyone is in a hurry, in a rush. In this process, what's happening is faith is little diminished. It's overrun there. And this faith is the essence of this relationship of Guru and Shishya. And architecture, like other arts also, the young generation essentially must respect this Guru and Shishya journey at least for some time. That needs to be reinstated and practiced. That's my first thing I would like to say.
Wow.
And devoid of that, you may not really understand the depth and the meaning of architecture.
Very true, sir.
That's very important. And that's the essence.
Yes.
And this young generation also must, maybe you can call it a modern teacher and a modern disciple. You name it in your own way. But when you start your practice, when you enter this profession, and even later also, you must have a strong set of principles, a guru, a strong ideological base. No one cope with.
Correct.
And infrastructure is the booming industry.
Yes.
There's so many things which may attract you, which are not aligned to your final goal. And I'm very keen on teaching students, especially with so many academic institutes. I always tell students in the first year and in the final year also, and even those who are doing post-graduation, that try and draw a blueprint of your life. See the end product, where you want to reach, and assess yourself after every 1 decade. Then your answer is replied.
Wow. Such insightful takeaway for all of us, sir. It was really amazing to have this great conversation with both of you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Our pleasure.
And we really enjoyed thoroughly.
Thank you so much.
So here we come to the end of the first episode of the second season of TEJAS. We are Radhika and Rohit signing off. Let's meet you in the next episode of TEJAS, an initiative by NSP. Thank you.